Brown Act violations by the Inglewood Planning Commission. The Planning Commission agenda for September 3rd, 2014 was only one page long. It featured a vote on approval of the minutes and a non-public hearing. I went to the meeting to object to the approval of the minutes because on August 6th, when they asked for comments on agenda items, I told the Commission this.
My name is Joseph Texera. I just want to let the Commission know that the doors are locked. It took me 10 minutes to get in, and the person that did answer the door for me and let me in after I'd gone around the building a couple of times said that the building was closed, and I had to remind them that there was a Commission meeting tonight, so there may have been people that wanted to speak on this that thought that they couldn't get in or the meeting had been canceled. Thank you.
But even though I said all that, and even though it is illegal to lock the public out of a public meeting, and even though that lockout could have made every single vote and issue decided at that meeting invalid, the public comment section said none. This is a page from the minutes to be approved for the July 2nd meeting. As you can see here, one woman's comments were noted for the non-agenda item comments at the end. The clerk used 90 words to describe her comments. The minutes regularly feature as many as 90 words to document public comments, so it's obvious that there was deliberate censorship of the minutes, using only my name and city of residence, to hide from the public what you are about to hear me say about one of the commissioners at the August 6th meeting.
Commissioners, my name is Joseph Texera. I'm requesting that the Commission as a whole begin an investigation against Mr. David Rice, Commissioner David Rice, for misconduct and ethical violations. I would ask the Commission as a whole and as individuals to exercise your fiduciary duty to go to the internet, look at the video David Rice, Perjurer, and you will see evidence that in a sworn declaration that David Rice filed with the Torrance Superior Court, he lied, made statements that were blatantly untrue, proven by evidence in that video, and be aware that Mr. Rice will be deposed in the next month or two regarding a case in which he is involved. And during that time, he will be asked about the misstatements that he made both in his declaration and in statements he made at this podium in city council meetings. To keep him on the council will cause any individual that comes up here and asks for anything before this Commission to have a right to appeal, because if he is found guilty of perjury, all the decisions made, if it is a close decision, will be up in the air. So any decision made will be tainted by his conduct in the past. So again, I'd like you to go to the internet, look at David Rice, Perjurer, look at it with an open mind, ask yourself if this is something that a sitting commissioner in Inglewood should have done. And if this is something that a sitting commissioner in Inglewood should have out there hanging over the head of himself and this commission and all the decisions that this commission makes. Thank you.
But the Commission hid all of my comments about David Rice's misconduct. So I went to the next Commission meeting on September 3rd, 2014 to object to the approval of the minutes for the August 6th, 2014 meeting, due to the fact that there were obvious omissions and other censorship of the minutes. However, the chairman called for a vote on the approval of the minutes without letting the public comment.
I move that we approve August 6th minutes with one correction. She has. You want to say that correction? I refuse. This is the time.
And who's second? Commissioner Levy?
Aye.
Commissioner Rice?
Aye.
Commissioner Coleman?
Aye.
Chairman Spring? Aye.
Then the Commission hears from a staff member on item 6A.
The purpose of this overview is to request your feedback on what
So a staff member begins to give a presentation, but they're interrupted by Chairman Springs, whose attention was apparently caught by the Assistant City Attorney.
Can I hold you up just one moment, please? Yes, Chairman. The agenda item, I know that we skipped number 5, but I believe that we have to allow the public an opportunity to speak on anything that comes before you.
Yes.
Before you hear or can contemporaneous with what you will hear. And typically, on a public hearing, the public will speak contemporaneous with that item, and other items they have an opportunity to speak before you hear it. So technically, what should have happened, I'd ask the chair to open up this point for the public to speak on this item, on what she's about to speak to, if they have any comments.
Is this an agenda item you're speaking of?
Chairman Springs doesn't even know that what staff was presenting on was an agenda item.
Yes, 6A. So number 5 says, person wishing to address the Planning Commission on any item on the agenda, which would be 6A, and do so at this time, which is number 5.
Is it really that hard to find number 5 on a one-page agenda?
5 is the public comment section.
I'm sorry.
So typically what happens is that number 5 is to speak on anything that's not a public hearing. In this case, it would be what Mindy's about to speak to.
On this particular agenda item?
Yes, sir. And then at number 7, they get to speak on anything that's under the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission is on the agenda.
Okay, here we go. And I apologize to you. No problem. Come back later. Commissioners, I apologize for that error. Correct me on this. Anyone wishing to speak on any items on the agenda other than the public hearing, may do so at this time.
Now let's be clear about this. There was only one other action on the agenda besides 6A, the hearing, and that was the approval of the minutes for July 2nd and August 6th. That's it. And again, the chairman asked for comments on
Any items on the agenda other than the public hearing, may do so at this time.
So because approval of the minutes was on the agenda, I had the right to talk about approval of the minutes.
Good day, Commissioners. My name is Joseph Texera. I'd like clarification from the
Sir,
DA.
you speak on the items and the items only.
Yes. Number 3 is approval of the minutes. Am I correct? I'm allowed to speak on that?
At this point, if the chair has a question for me, I'd address it.
What we're coming to right now is it's open for the public to speak on what's on the agenda. And the agenda items. Agenda items on this particular point is 6A, not the minutes, 6A. That's one of
The agenda on the minutes. Is the minutes on the agenda?
We're speaking about 6A, sir. If you want to speak on 6A, you can do that. You're looking at me.
I know I'm looking at you, but I think it's up to the district attorney to clarify to this commission that commenting on approval of the minutes is the right of the public.
Sir.
Okay, we have no comments from the district attorney.
Okay, we'll close comments at this time.
First, the chairman passively denied me my right to comment on the minutes by not asking for comments. Then the chairman actively denied me my right by interrupting me and then specifically forbidding me from commenting. But later on, the assistant city attorney decided to speak up.
Thank you. Chairman.
Okay, I need to revisit something. I've looked at our agenda with clearer eyes, and I see that the way we have our agenda laid out, number 5, regarding public comments, should actually follow the roll call, so that the public is allowed to speak on approval of the minutes, any non-public hearing matter, and then if we were to have a public hearing, the public will be allowed to speak during the time that the commission was considering the public hearing. And then at the end, the public gets a final opportunity to speak on anything that's nowhere on the agenda. So it may have been that the chairman was relying on my initial comment that the public was limited to 6A, when in fact the placement of the public comments should be under following number 2, the public will speak on anything on the agenda.
Okay.
On this particular agenda.
I have a comment in regards to that. When you vote on, when the commissioners vote on something and it's already been approved, they vote on that particular item.
Yes.
At that particular time, that particular item is closed because they've already voted on it.
Well, in this case, if we're talking about the minutes, if you open it up to the public comment and the body wishes to reconsider the minutes for whatever reason based on what they've heard, you could reconsider the minutes, make any changes that you thought were necessary, and all would be well.
Are you saying that the body requests or the body wants to do that?
Well, one of the members could make a motion to that effect, and then the body could decide.
But no member apparently has any problem violating the law.
So if we don't make a motion, it dies?
No, what would happen is whatever you've done would stand. So it would be my recommendation that, at the very least, you give the public the opportunity to speak on anything on the agenda here, and then based on what you hear, if you have a specific question, then maybe you can deal with it at that point if you want to.
So are you saying that we go back on our agenda items here and not go forward, we just go backwards?
I'm saying that you give the public an opportunity to speak on anything. Based on what I've witnessed a few moments ago, it appears that only one person wants to talk about the minutes, so that you give that person and anyone else who wanted to an opportunity to address the minutes. And then if we have any further discussion after that, any questions you have after that.
But the chairman does not want to let the public speak about the minutes, just like we see here.
Okay, and lastly, Mr. City Attorney, is it at the discretion of the chair to make that decision?
To make which decision?
The decision on bringing any other items back, in other words, going back to the public comments regarding agenda items?
I'm sorry.
Is it the chair's decision to go back to item number 5 for public comments regarding agenda items?
Certainly.
Remember, the chair knows that the minutes for August 6th should show that the commission was told that City Hall was locked, denying the public access to the meeting.
Okay, this is public comments. Anyone wishing to speak or address the planning commission on any matters not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time.
Again, my name is Joseph Texera. I'm objecting to the minutes, and I just want to say one thing. It's not a sin.
Excuse me. I just indicated to you that this is a public hearing, anyone wishing to speak to the planning commission on any matters that are not on the agenda. I just said that.
So first you said it wasn't on the agenda, now you're saying that I can't speak on it because it was on the agenda?
What I'm saying to you right now, sir, you can speak on any matters that you would like addressing the commission other than that was on the agenda.
Okay, so originally you had said that I couldn't speak because it wasn't an agenda item, so I'm assuming that now I can speak on it because it wasn't an agenda item. Is that what you're saying? Did you say yes?
You did not understand.
Okay, what did you say?
I just said you can speak. This is a public hearing. You can speak comments to the commissioners on any items that are not on the agenda.
So you're saying that...
I just said...
Okay, well, I want to clarify. I have the right to clarify. So you're saying that the approval of the minutes was on the agenda? Because otherwise, if it was on the agenda, then I can't talk about it. But if it was on the agenda, or excuse me, if it was on the agenda, you're saying now that I can't talk about it.
We cannot talk about anything on the agenda items. Period.
Okay, I'm going to ask for the city attorney to clarify his comments
So you have
to the chairman, because this is being videotaped. And I just want to make sure that everybody, it's not a sin to be wrong, it's not a sin to not know something, but it is a sin not to get clarification from someone who has legal authority. Okay? All right.
Thank you.
The entire commission is guilty of not letting me comment on the minutes because the assistant city attorney repeatedly told them that they legally should.